So I want to start this video off by saying one important thing. I come from a hardware family. My father and my grandfather owned a hardware store in Southwest Philadelphia, and so my entire life I've been around small motors, whether it's power washers, blowers, whether it's trimmers, whether it's lawnmower, you name it, I was always around it. Actually, as a kid, I was the one in charge of fixing fans and things like that, but I always learned how to fix lawnmowers. So when it came to motors and lawnmowers, I feel a little guilty because my father, being an ace at small motors, I didn't go with a gas lawnmower. I went with an electric one. There's two reasons for that. One is because I don't really have that much lawn. I have this little section over here, which I'm gonna trim all that down anyway. This over here, and like on the side of my house. So, you know, it doesn't really make too much sense to have a gas one when I can charge this thing for like 2 hours or an hour and a half and it do just fine the whole way around. The main reason why I kind of went with this option is because technology in electric lawnmowers have changed. When my father first started doing this, I think Black & Decker was the only ones that did it, and they were horrible, absolutely horrible. I personally have seen how the motors blew, the batteries never worked. Now, these are 40 volts, which they only used to come, I think, in 24. And they're 4 AH, and this is a 6 AH, which pretty much means that these are going to be good for about 2 hours. This one about maybe hour and 30, hour and 45. And it should be fine. Once again, I got a small property. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to two factors. How big is your property, and do you care to have to go to the gas station to get gas? I don't want to do that. And with it being a small property here, I figured this is the best way to go with it. Now, let me show you what I bought, because I went to Lowe's. I'm against Home Depot. Home Depot put my father's hardware store out of business, so I buy everything at Lowe's. And right now, Lowe's, who owns Kobalt, has been having a crazy spring sale. These lawnmowers here, when they first came out, were like $500, $450. This thing, which does come with the battery and everything you need for it, you can see the charger down there, I got it on clearance for like $230. That is a steal. Now, the new ones that are coming out, I think their batteries are just maybe a little bit better. This is a 6. I think the new ones are like 7, so it's not like it's outdated. It's just, it's different. It's, this one, I actually have to say, it should have been a lot more expensive. I don't know why it was on clearance. And then I'm like, oh, I need to get a trimmer, and I got this guy. And this together should have been at least $200 if you bought them separately, but I got on clearance for $107. Actually, it has a clearance price on it, which was originally $269. I don't know why they were practically giving these things away for free. Every review I saw online showed these things to be amazing. And so I'm like, huh? And once again, knowing small engines and knowing how things work, and I can probably fix it if this breaks, even though I'm not expecting it. But I know that this technology is good enough. I mean, this one's only 2 years old, and I don't understand why it's on clearance. But before we can even get started with anything, we need to charge these batteries. And it's about 4 o'clock, so I want to get mowing very shortly. But first, I have to rake my entire lawn because we had a big storm, so there's a lot of branches down here and over here. So we're going to charge these bad boys, put them together, rake, and then mow the lawn. I've never done unboxing videos for this before, so let's go ahead and unbox my first lawnmower. Probably take the other side to you. Not sure how this is looking your guys' end. Whew. I know, I have a million knives in this house. And of course, the one time I need it, I can't find it, so here we go. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is for the charger. Instructions, we're gonna plug it in right over here. On this other side. Oh my goodness. This thing does fold up very tiny. It actually shows you on one of these little side boxes that when you're done with it, you can fold it up like that and store it, which is pretty neat. So let's put this together. The battery is charging now, and it's gonna take like an hour, which is fine. So it's in there. It's a big battery. And this is how it comes. This is actually how it folds up when you're not using it. The basket's over there. It's got to put it together. But let's unbox this bad boy. Woo! It smells new. It looks gorgeous. Actually, a lot bigger than I expected. Before I finish putting this together, which will take 2 seconds, let's get this out and charging as well, because I got to use that first. And this is how this comes. You've got your blower. Once again, I didn't need a massive one. My property is not that big. It's a good size though. The trimmer itself is actually folded up. Just gotta put it together. This is the charger for the battery, and the battery is right under here. These ones pretty much come assembled. You just gotta put this bracket on top, and this one underneath, and there's, you know, 2 screws. And I think this one's a screw on top here. Besides that, once this is charged, the battery goes in here. Same thing over here, battery goes right in there. With the mower, it's a little bit different. It's a little compartment you can open up. And you can put one here. And I'm trying to learn, is this like a spot for a second one? That's what it looks like to me, right? But it looks too small, I don't know. It is interesting. Because there's a lot of space in there. When installing this bar here, you can put it anywhere. Instructions says the lower for a longer arm, but I'm short, so like this is very long for me. So in order to hold this, you have to put a hand here and there. So to make it comfortable for me, I raise mine up a couple more inches, but you can literally move it any way you want. But once you're ready to go, this is how it looks. Boom. I'm now ready. I know, I'm goofy. I'm just trying to kill some time. Opening the mower is actually the easier part. There's 2 knobs on the sides. You can pull this one out, and then you pull this one out at the same time. And then this lifts right up. Well, get the camera in my hand, so I can't really do it. And the only thing that's weird with this is that there's only one position. Like, you see how you have the holes here? There's only one here and one here. But like, I'm small. I would like it to be a little bit smaller, but I guess it is what it is. But once you have it locked up in there, you're set. This thing ain't going anywhere. And just like regular motors, you have your emergency stop. You always have to have this down. Gives you little instructions over here talking about what you can and can't do to make it easier. This is the start button. That's actually pretty neat. And you have the option, if you want to put that on, you can. You just, you know, lift it up, attach it, good to go. I also got to put the side garter on. But besides that, this boy is pretty much ready to go. I don't know what height I want to do it at just yet, but you can easily adjust that by going over here. It's easy too, look at that. Probably gonna start it at a, I don't know, maybe a 3, maybe a 2. But it looks gorgeous. The battery is already halfway more than done, so it's actually coming together really quickly. In the meanwhile, let's go ahead and start raking. I get it, you got a lot of questions. Why am I raking instead of using the new blower that's charged and ready to go? Mostly because, wow, can't speak today. I don't know this landscaping. This is new to me, so I don't know a lot of things. And like, one thing I just found out is that they have rocks going the entire way, all the way to the other side. Why? I have no idea. I didn't know this is all dead here, so now I have to get, you know, fertilizer. It's all weeds, but there's definitely some kind of flowers they planted. But this right here, if I did the lawnmower, I would have broken the blade right away, and it goes all the way over here, all the way to the back. So that I have to work out. We'll get the trimmer. But like this would be easy to cut now, and all the big branches are out here. And they get some flowers back here. So now I know not to cut that down. Though I do want to do a garden. I want to do a peach tree and a cherry tree. They're gonna go right here. But this over here is moss, so I don't have to cut that. But we're gonna give this all a trim real quickly. Hopefully I'm hoping the lawnmower's ready to go. I quickly blew all this out, at least to some extent. I just wanted to get all that. That's what was actually here. But listen to this blow. Listen how quiet it is. It's so quiet. Does a good job too. There's a wire here. I don't know where that goes to. Let's get light over here. Joey, why are you blowing if you haven't cut your lawn yet? Well, because I just picked up a lot of rocks and I don't want to hit a rock with my lawnmower. So right now I'm just blowing all this out, making sure that I didn't get any rocks in here. And then I think the lawnmower is like 75% charged. So I want to give it a go. So to the best of my ability, without touching the landscaping, because I know I still have to weed, and I've got weed killer somewhere in there that I have to spray all this for. But to the best of my ability, I used a trimmer and I trimmed around the rocks. I trimmed around that thing and around these trees, and then this is really it. This is the only really lawn I have. I got this section here to the back, and then like that little tiny section over here. But that didn't need any raking. Besides, I mean, once again, everything's like moss. And here's what I mean by moss. Do you see it? And this is most of it going that way. There is some back there, but not too much to be scared about. And there's moss and there's trees. Once again, nothing really too crazy, I know. Gotta get rid of this stuff. I'm gonna spray it tonight. But it's been an hour. We're about 75%. So let's just plug this thing in and get started. So are we taking bets? Am I gonna wreck it my first time? Or is this gonna go off without a hitch? Wow, that's really bright. Let me know in the comment section. Is it gonna go off with a hitch? Without a hitch? Is it without a hitch? Without a hitch? Or am I gonna screw up completely? I open this up, make sure the battery matches. So that's this section on top, like so. Push it down till it clips, ready? Feel that clip? That means it's in. Yeah, it's upside down. It looks weird, but that's the way it's supposed to be. This goes down. That probably tells us how much power is left. And the start button is up here. So you're gonna hit start, and you're gonna hold this down at the same time. When you hold down the bar, it tells you how much battery is left. And then try this with one hand. You're gonna hit the button and hold it down, and it's gonna turn on. Or not. Or not. Maybe it won't turn on. The trick is you hit the power button first, then hold down the blue, then let go of the start button, and then you're good to go. Start button, power on, and wow. Well, I did my first cut on an angle. Why'd I do that? I don't know. But you can see where I cut it, going this way. This mower worked like a dream. I'm gonna go ahead and re-edge some things, but my goodness, it looks good. There's a lot of holes. So next week I'll go get some dirt. We'll fill them in. We'll get some seed. We'll seed it a couple times. But to be honest with you, this bad boy worked really well. The battery never died. I wasn't even 100% yet. By the time I was done doing that side of the house, this side of the house, and over there, you know, it still had like maybe 20%, 10% left. But I wanted to cut it really low just so I could see where the holes are. Now I'm going to spray down all the killer weed. And like on the other side, I got a lot of rocks. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a whole day landscaping and pulling out all that stuff. Decide if I want to keep the rocks or not. I feel like the grass should go all the way to the wall. I don't know. Decisions for my wife, not for me. But anyway, I give this an A+. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Anyway, see you later. Bye.